Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here. Today I'm going to be sharing a little bit more about my location scouting process, and that's just basically whenever I visit new locations, typically I like to go into them just to kind of see merely what they're about, check out the trails, typically what things I could find in that particular time of year, and just overall just kind of learn more about the location itself firsthand, and to really see what I can possibly do with the location, and taking images and all that kind of stuff. So today I'm actually at a location, it's called Wilson Nature Preserve. It's situated in between a much bigger community park called Sycamore Park in Batavia, Ohio. And this is a place that I don't think it's terribly big, but anytime I see Nature Preserve in the name, I get kind of interested. And just from based on the parking lot, this looks like a really cool place. Looks like there's a still kind of like creek or waterway looks over down here. It's beautiful right now in mid-October, mid to late October that is, with fall foliage and autumnal foliage. And the trailhead is literally just right over there. So basically I'm just going to get started here, but I just want to go over a little bit about my process and scouting and what it kind of, I guess, what I do really. And full disclaimer, there's no right or wrong way to do it. This is just how currently or recently, like how I typically do scouting like this. And so for me, you can bring your camera and your camera bag if you want. I kind of do 50-50 split with this. It just depends on where I'm going and what I'm maybe going there for with intentionally. If it's a place that I may see lots of wildlife and I want to focus on that, then I may bring my binoculars at the very minimum, or I may bring my entire telephoto lens and all that kind of stuff. So it really just depends. In a place like this, it could go either way. It may be stuff that more suited for landscapes. Not so much this time of year, but there could be some wildflowers, in spring or summer, and maybe even fall. So that stuff really just depends. And scouting for me is just a nice way to kind of like see the images and stuff that could be presented. But typically I travel light. Today I'm just bringing, I am bringing this camera right here, this GoPro, and then to record the video, of course. And then I'm just gonna bring my phone, and the phone's a great use for photo and video, documentation merely. Obviously you can take images if you want with your phone, and that's totally fine, but I find that it's a nice way to kind of travel light, see what it has to offer, really just focus on hiking the trails or whatever, terrain and stuff may be there. As I go along the trail here, I'm going to be talking a little bit more probably about just picking apart different compositions I'm seeing with my own eyes, and things that I encounter, and I'll just kind of like guide you through a little bit more about what I do with this kind of scouting stuff. So one important thing I like to take note of is if there's any trail signage, maps, trail links are important, and just overall just the topography and whatever I may encounter on my visit. So that's something I'm checking out right here, is just simply more information about the trails and things I should, points of interest, whether that's photographically speaking or just the overall habitat and whatnot. So I'm gonna keep going here. As you can tell, I just crossed this nice little bridge and checked out that little sign and took a photo of it with my phone, just in case I wanted to refer to it later. So now I'm going to be going on the trail here and just enjoying the hike itself. I feel like that's most important, whether you have a camera with you or not. So here's some more information, it looks like, about the particular habitat and ecosystems you can find here. So this nature preserve right here is a riparian forest, which just basically means there's a lot of streams and waterways that flow through this forest. And as a result, You know, you get lots of different wildlife and you know, trees and plants that are typically tolerant of water a lot more. As you can see, this looks like a little scale here, just showing more about riparian, upland forest, and of course the lower bank in the stream channel. And there you go. And I can hear some rushing water. There's quite a bit of birds. It's nice. It's dried up right here on this part of the creek, but see, there's some nice waterway over here. But otherwise, it's just nice to check out places and to see if they will be more worth your time and worth repeated visits in the future, of course. And that's really the main reason why I do this scouting, is to just see what places I feel like are very photogenic or have opportunities, even if they're not like present to me in that first visit or just in the moment, really. It's also important to note the trail difficulty, like I mentioned a little bit, the terrain, just for your own, I guess, skill level difficulty, of course, and just to really know what you're getting after. Like, if it, in this case, it's gravel, it's like pretty much a gravel trail so far, and I can see it goes all the way down here, so I shouldn't have much difficulties getting through it. It looks like it shouldn't be really muddy or wet. And if there's like a crossing or a stream or a waterway that gets floods a trail, maybe it's an opportunity to bring some wading boots and just to really see what you really need. You know, another thing is, like, is it full sun? Like, obviously in like a grassland or prairie, you're probably going to be needing a sun hat if it's, you know, the hotter and warmer times of the year. Is it mostly shaded? Like, is it in a woodland like this where about 3 seasons out of the year, or 2 seasons, I guess, it's pretty well shaded from the sun exposure? So yeah, just taking notes, I think that's important. I do it for each of my on location videos, of course, and also just my regular trips to and repeat visits to locations like this, is just to really take notes of everything that you can to be the most prepared, of course, because preparation can be very important. And then let the photography kind of fall into place after that. So you can see right here, there is a trail marker. Obviously, depending on the place and the trails, wherever you may be at, there may be some blazes, of course, which are just like the little painted stripes that usually are on. They're usually relatively spaced apart, or at least they should be when you hike, especially longer trails. And they're just painted onto the tree trunks themselves. So far pretty good with this. Yeah, it's just a little bit of a lowering and raising of the grade of the trail itself, which is nice. But it looks like from what I can gather, there's some like remnants of some, I guess, like landmarks from this preserve, because just based off the name, I'm guessing it was donated by someone, a family, when they passed or something like that. So then there's another little trail, looks like a repeat, like a duplicate of the trail marking. So pretty cool place. So far I'm really liking this. I think this will make for a nice video when I really bring out the camera and share more of the location here. So just got a good indicator of the wildlife here, and especially the bird life. I've been hearing a barred owl calling across the creek here, over on the other side here, and that's been really cool to have that opportunity. So yeah, it's a really nice place, actually. I'm kind of surprised, honestly. You know, just being connected to a community park, I wasn't sure quite how nice it would be. But
I mean, look at this mossy.
this tree trunk. I mean, yeah, there's just a lot of potential here. There's already a lot of yellow foliage and stuff, and leaves and whatnot. At least given this time of year. And there's nice little sections of the water. You can hear it probably, but where it's mostly still in parts, but then it gets really heavy and flowing. At least for a stream or a creek like this. I'm not even sure what the name of it is, but here's a nice little pull off right here, so I can show you that. So as you can see behind me here, very beautiful stream, and it's a nice kind of pull off. I don't have to go off trail or do anything terribly difficult, but it looks like I can bring, it's pretty shallow enough that I can bring like my knee-high wading boots and get some long exposures of the creek itself, going straight down downstream and just being like somewhere around here, I think. But I didn't bring my wading boots, unfortunately, today, so I don't want to risk it with how it's fairly cold out. It's about 48 degrees, I think, right now, here for the late morning. But, you know, it was a little muddy here as well, so that's just another thing to keep in mind, at least with doing this location and everything. But, I mean, it's just a beautiful, beautiful look. And then just this, like, glass-like reflection on the other side here as these sycamore leaves and stuff drape down. So that's just really, this place is really cool, actually. I'm really liking it, especially for autumn here in particular. So, and then not only that, but it looks like behind me here there is actually, if you actually cross, I'm guessing you can cross it. I won't do it today, unfortunately. It takes you on another trail or something down there. So yeah, a lot of cool opportunities, and I've been taking some mud. I've been taking some notes of the location so far, and what I think would be good this time of year, but also just some general location information that I've gathered so far, as well as the trail links, and also if I do an on-location video, just some overall history and trivia and facts, I guess, about the location itself. So there's a cool swinging, looks like suspension bridge behind me here, but it has a do not enter, and I can see there's a spool of that heavy-duty cable here. That's also another thing important to recognize, is that if there's any trail closures, and generally speaking, that's just as easy as going online and looking at whoever owns and maintains the park or preserve or wherever you may be at. If it's, you know, a state park, or if it's at a local level like a county park district, or just anything in between. This particular park is, I think, owned by the Claremont County Park District, and so I'm probably going to refer to the website, not only for more information about this place after I leave today, but also just if that swinging bridge will be open and allow us to access what's on the other side of the creek there. But if not, I think there's still that stream crossing down there that we saw just a bit ago. Alright, so that's going to wrap up the video here, but we're actually getting to the good part. But I'll just leave you with a teaser of hopefully the photos, hopefully they turn out well. But I am going back to that little stream crossing. I realize this is the East Fork Creek that goes, the tributary on the Little Miami River. Sorry, I'm out of breath. The East Fork Little Miami River tributary. And so I'm going back here. See, I got camera bag, tripod. I shed a layer because I'm sweating a little bit, even though it's kind of cold out. And I'm gonna go back and take some images, but I don't want to make this into a full-fledged on-location video quite yet. So you have to come back, or I'll have to come back and check this place out again. And yeah, it should be good. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Just a little short video, really, of just talking about my philosophy with locations and scouting out new places and all that kind of stuff. But there's so much to it. that you can make a whole series of videos, really. So, but hopefully you got the gist of what I like to do personally when I visit new locations, new to me locations such as this. And, so I'll leave it at that. And I'll probably put some photos, like I said, into this video. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed it, and have a great rest of your day. Thank you.